silly season, and with silly season comes drinking. I'm joined in studio by our resident doctor, Dr. Darren Green, and he's going to be talking about hangovers with us today. Hello.
Good day.
Hangovers, what a topic for December.
Indeed.
Now, as a doctor, how would you treat a hangover?
I think the mainstay of treatment is there's no one miracle cure. Let's start off there. And I think that people need to understand that the person who comes up with a cure for hangover that works within like 10 minutes.
It's going to be a very rich person.
A rich person. So what has been proven scientifically to help people recover from those binge drinking episodes, which we don't advocate at all, by the way, from a health perspective, is obviously fluid content. So your hydration status is very important. Alcohol specifically has a diuretic effect. In other words, it stimulates the tubules of the kidney to absorb the fluid and obviously filter it quite quickly, and then you have a diuretic effect where you end up urinating for large amounts, visiting the toilet very frequently after drinking a substantial amount of beer, for example. What is, however, important is the fact that you need to replenish fluids quite dramatically after drinking large amounts of alcohol. A lot of people think because of the headache that occurs afterwards, which is often due to either dehydration or due to the alcohol itself, or thirdly, a lack of sleep. They take some painkillers before going to bed after a heavy night of drinking, thinking it will soften the blow the next morning. But what everyone out there needs to know is that this could be deadly. You could cause fatal damage to your liver.
Really?
By taking even something as simple as paracetamol after indulging too heavily with alcohol. So you could cause significant inflammation of the cells of the liver by taking even something as simple as paracetamol. When you take anti-inflammatories in the dehydrated condition, obviously after all the diuresis, and often in the sun we drink a lot of alcohol, you can imagine that the kidneys can get damaged due to these what they call non-steroidal anti-inflammatories. So people that think they can take a prophylactic painkiller as well as an anti-inflammatory the night before ought to be very careful. So rehydration, right at the top of the list. Secondly, we need to look at sleep. Nothing cures a hangover better than rehydration and sleep, and there are certain vitamins that are depleted in the metabolism of alcohol, and those associated are typically thiamine, which can be replaced. So if you are going to take a multivit, have a look at the thiamine content, because those are often depleted when drinking large amounts of alcohol, and that can even affect your sugar control or your glucose control. And that's what we recommend. You know, there's a lot of controversy around what's called the party drip. Like Rihanna, for example, the pop artist, used the party drip.
What is the party
drip? So everyone asks me, what's in it?
For one moment about how you knew something about Rihanna and I didn't. What is the party drip?
The party drip is generally also a rehydration fluid that's administered in a drip. Okay. And there was a big craze in the States where people would obviously party and have these drips put up while they were partying. But often what we find in these drips are vitamins, basically. So I mentioned thiamine, vitamin B, vitamin C, and so forth, to try and help people rehydrate, get the kidneys going again, and also help the metabolism in the liver itself. So that's also quite important. But as I say, remember, you can do a lot more damage than good by actually trying to be prophylactic. And the big warning specifically is watch out for the dehydration. The anti-inflammatories and even paracetamol while drinking alcohol can be devastating.
Now, you often hear about people eating greasy food because they wanted to soak up the alcohol. And I've always wanted to ask a doctor, if that's true, does eating a greasy burger the next morning actually help you at all?
I think placebo-wise it really does. If you think about it, what it does actually help with is that the lining of the stomach can be quite adversely affected by drinking lots of alcohol. So the big medical complications of binge drinking are gastritis, where you have inflammation of the stomach lining and the esophagus itself with reflux disease. You can imagine that acidity can cause damage to the skin. And then, of course, with that you can develop what's called acute pancreatitis, when the pancreas becomes quite inflamed. And that's a surgical emergency, and you can develop significant medical complications if not treated quickly enough.
All right, so don't take painkillers, drink lots of water,
Sleep.
and just get some rest.
Sleep.